extremely proud of the quality, balanced journalism that CBS 4 News produces.
But we are concerned about irresponsible, one-sided news stories
plaguing our country.
The sharing of biased and false news has
been extremely dangerous to our democracy.
What's going on? What's going on? You know what time it is. You know what rhyme it is. I'm your gracious host, A6. We're live and direct, live in effect. It is Sunday. Of course, you know how we do. We usually go live on Sundays, though we did have a live on, Saturday, where we discussed some things, man. It is a lot going on, bro. I was out for a couple weeks, had to take a break, you know what I'm saying? Get a chance to recoup, relax, all that, get sleep in, all that kind of stuff. So, it's been solid. Happy fiscal New Year. As we all know that it is not quite New Year's yet because it is still winter. The plants are still dead. It's cold. You know what I'm saying? The new year begins the 1st of April, basically when spring starts. So it's a fiscal New Year because, again, everything is commercial in this realm we live in. You know what I'm saying? Everything is literally commercial. It's all commerce. So they're going by fiscal New Year. So that's what it is. All right, who we got in the chat? You got my man, The Truth is here. Yes, indeed. What's good, champ? Happy fiscal New Year. You already know what page we on. Dear, what's good? What's good? How you feeling? Bouncing Flame, what up? What up? What up? Yeah, I took a while off. It looks like the algorithm is trying to give us the shaft here because we only got 12 people in here right now, but it's all good because we're going to rock out anyway. My man, Civic Maker's in here. He's a little late, but he's here. All right, that's what's up. Yo, whole lot has happened over this last 2 weeks. Man, listen, we got a lot of information to cover tonight. Whole lot to talk about. My voice is kind of messed up. I was at a little function yesterday, and I don't like functions because usually when you go to them, the music is too goddamn loud here in Baltimore. The DJs play the music too damn loud. You can't hear yourself talk. You got to end up kind of like super projecting your voice type thing. So that's a little annoying. So voice is a little bit on the fritz, but I'm good. We're gonna do this. But yeah, man, a whole lot happened, bro. We had a busy week, 2 weeks. Let's get right into it, man. Let's talk about this, chop this fable. All right, where do we start, man? Where do we start? You know what? This is a great place to start right here. let's start with this video right here. This man put out on Instagram, which literally encompassed exactly how everything has happened in the last 2 weeks.
What y'all building all these bunkers for? Shh. Hey, look at this. Jeffrey Epstein and these people he went to jail with. Yeah, I seen that, but I don't want to talk about that. What y'all building these bunkers for? Goddamn, just because I'm rich and got money and got power, I gotta have a reason to build a fucking bunker underground with everything in it to live for a long time with me and my people? Hell yeah. Okay, look, man, look, I'll tell you why we're building the bunkers, if it helps. We're building the bunkers because everything's perfectly fine. There's nothing to worry about. Bitch, stop talking to me in fucking PR. What y'all protecting y'allself from? Is this something we, the public, need to be worried about? Hey, look at this, bro. Cat Williams been tripping lately. Did you see the interview? Why y'all building these fucking bunkers? Look, I heard it was some aliens at the mall in Florida. Why y'all building these fucking bunkers? Bill Clinton was on the Jerry Epstein list, man. Did you see that? Why y'all building these fucking bunkers? Why the fuck you need to know, huh? You gonna build one? I might, but you ain't. So worry about shit that you prepared to worry about. What, is this something happening that I can't prepare for? I said too much. Fuck you.
All right. So a man he basically summarized everything we had to deal with in like less than a minute. Yo, so peep it out, right? We heard the thing about, for those of you who are on the urban side of things, we heard about the Cat Williams thing where he exposed everybody, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Distraction. You know what I'm talking about? Take your eyes off what's going on. Man, but yo, these celebrities are building these, and they've been building these bunkers for a while, but I think the public is just starting to figure out what's going on because we've talked about this before. But yeah, they're building bunkers in mountains, you know, underground, huge bunkers, you know, refrigeration systems, you know what I'm saying? Water purification systems, air purification systems. You know, if you look up these average bunkers online, these underground bunkers, they're going to run you for a really good one. You're going to spend about probably like $2 million. You know what I'm saying? And who has $2 million to just invest on something, you know what I'm saying, that's not literally like, you know, something that's important. Rich people do. Billionaires basically do. I don't even think millionaires got that kind of cheese, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Let's say like Super Bowl, and who got somebody who's making like maybe $2 million a year or something like that. They'll be able to make them big ass payments, of course. But somebody who's just able to, because for some of them bunkers, you got to shell that cash out up front for some of them. And then the other ones half up front and then half after it's finished type deal. So listen, man, a lot of these guys are putting these bunkers in these mountains and underground. And people have been asking, like, what are they for? What are they for? Well, I have an opinion about it. I'm not quite sure just yet. But I do have an opinion about it, man. Situation where people are starting to wake up and figure out what's going on. You know, people are starting to ask questions about their lineage. They're starting to question the narrative that we've been fed all this time. You know what I'm saying? People calling themselves white, people calling themselves black. You know, we starting to really just be like, yo, y'all on some bullshit. You know, you watching the Democratic Party fail consistently. They got to put all these illegals running past the border. They got to put them in the Democratic countries, and the Republicans are in on it too. You know what I'm saying? The Republicans are in on it because when these illegals come past the border, they're coming through Texas, Arizona, places like that, and they're busting these people out where they need to go at because they don't need the Democrats in those Republican states because there has to be balance. You know what I'm saying? There has to be balance. So they need to redistribute those for the show to continue. Those Democrats have to be redistributed in those places. Because let's be honest, they lost a lot of the indigenous vote for the goofy stuff they've been doing. You know, I finally think that the indigenous people, indigenous Americans, aka quote unquote black people, have figured out the errors of their ways when they voted for Biden, and Biden basically gave them a solid left hand upside their head, and they pretty much got put in their place, you know, for being goofy type deal. So what's basically happening now is they are losing ground. So now you got that happening, you know what I'm saying? That's on the plate. You know, it's just a whole lot of goofiness overall. But yeah, you know, all of these things are happening consistently on a back-to-back basis, and people have just been messaging me left and right. My signal seems. Are we all good here? Because I seem to be freezing on the feed. Let me know if I'm all good. Give me a drop a 2 if I'm good, because my feed seems to be freezing up. It did it like twice. Am I good? And this looks like straightening out now. Drop me a 2 if I'm good in the chat. Yeah, it started for a moment. Okay, yeah, I saw that. Like the screen like basically froze. Weird. But anyway, you know how they do. So where was I at? I was talking about something basically. Yeah, so how the Democrats and the Republicans and things like that. You got these people starting to figure out what's going on. People are starting to wake up and they're trying to desperately fill these spots. So now these billionaires pretty much are panicking. They're like, yo, people are really starting to see what's going on. They start to ask questions. People are starting asking about jurisdiction. You know what I'm saying? People, you saw it what happened with the guy who jumped over the goddamn what is it? The judge's pew or whatever the hell it was that she sits behind, the judge's desk or whatever. And he jumped over there and smacked her in the head a few times. Now he was getting some solid shots in too. And anybody who's been to court dealing with these individuals in court who don't know, a lot of times, bro, I was utterly surprised to learn a lot of these dudes don't really know how to deal with actual law. Like they don't know. And it's not even the fact that they being deceptive most of the time. They just don't fucking know. And they don't want to admit they don't know on the record. You know what I'm saying? Because they already know how it can go if they get exposed, which they still get exposed if you know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? But people are asking questions, man. People are starting to jump out of form, yo. People are supposed to be uniformed in a certain way. People are starting to get out of hand. You know what I'm saying? It's harder and harder to control the people. You know, you got more people exercising their right to travel, no plates. You know, you got people saying fuck your permit and exercising their right to bear arms regardless. Yo, people are really starting to figure out what's happening and starting to apply it, man. It's a beautiful thing, man, because at the end of the day, you know, the country was basically built. The Constitution even was written by the people. You know what I'm saying? So it was supposed to protect the people from the government. So a lot of these corporations are panicking because the government has been led by corporations mainly. All about who has the most money to pay the lobbyists to do this, that, and the third. You know what I mean? If you can pay a lobbyist this amount of money or donate to his nonprofit organization, this is how it works. They can't put money directly in his pocket. Let's go ahead and donate. I'll donate to your nonprofit organization if you support this, this, and this. You know what I'm saying? It's all a game. You know, scratch my back, scratch yours kind of thing. People are starting to figure that out, and they're starting to realize that there's an issue. So accordingly, what I'm seeing is, you know, people getting sick left and right, coming back from the sickness and starting to learn more and more. DNA upgrades are happening, yo. Like people say, yo, the DNA upgrades are coming. Yo, they already here. I think the first DNA upgrade was probably why everybody got sick in 2020. You know what I'm saying? And there was regular sicknesses and stuff like that. But I believe that's the body tearing itself down and then building itself back up. We good? My signal's doing something weird again. I don't think they like me talking about this. Yo, my signal was like unstable for some reason. Are we good? Yo, Civic Maker, hit me on the gram, bro. Let me know if I'm good or not, man. They starting to fiddle with the signal. I don't think they like me talking about the bunkers. I might have to change the subject. Not the first time they did this. All right, so we're going to get back in. Here we go. They messing with the signal again. All right, we're just going to get back into it. All right, so yeah, so people are starting to wake up. DNA upgrades are happening. People are starting to see what's going on. The distractions aren't working as good. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's a number of things, and I think they're a little worried because, yo, I truly believe like it is very simple, like to find, you know what I'm saying, the location of these people in certain circumstances, you know, and they're a little concerned about that, so they're probably building these private bunkers so they can't be found because they want to hide. Good. Okay, cool. Thanks. Appreciate it, King. Yeah, so 100%, man. It's a combination of things as to why this is happening, but they're afraid. And people are saying, yo, they're afraid of the Most High. Yeah, I'll be honest, yo, the Most High is probably going to just be the one giving us the upgrades to figure out how to deal with these ignorant motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't have us in mental shackles long enough. And it might not even be physical for real. It might not even be physical. It might be a situation where it's like, oh, okay, you want to go ahead and mess around? All right, bang. I'm going to go ahead and deal with you with the pen. And I ain't going to say what, but I'm going to use this pen right here to deal with you type of deal. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of thing, man. That kind of thing. That's what I believe is pretty much going on. They're a little cautious. They know that they've been doing people dirty, and the people are starting to wake up and starting to unify. And the worst thing they're afraid of is us unifying, man. They don't want to see, the people that are classified as white align themselves with the people that are classified as quote unquote black, and the people classified as quote unquote Asian. They don't want to see any of that. They want us fighting and divisive. If we constantly fighting, we can't see who's pulling the strings behind the curtain, man. But it's time for that shit to end, bro. It's time for us to get together and just, spread the unity, man, for real. We did all that other stuff and it didn't work. Did not work. Much easier to be controlled when y'all fighting each other. All right, let's move on, man. Let's move on. All right. So, people have been sending me a whole lot of videos. Please forgive me if I can't cover your video. But I just had to pick certain ones. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to rock out with those. All right, so for those of you who have not seen this video has been out for about 2 weeks now. There was actually, now, the first time I saw this clip, I wrote it off as CGI. Somebody's trying to get attention, CGI, bullshit, blah, 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 that type of deal. But here's the issue. About 5 or 6 different people uploaded different points of view with this same video. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not sure if this is on the up and up, but I'm gonna let you be the judge of this.
Who have been watching this video, huh? Oh, here we go. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and zoom in so y'all can see this is not there it is, the face. That's definitely a face, and the moon looks like it's some stuff that's coming off of the moon. You zoom in, there he is. There's the face right there. This is not a trick or anything like that. Everybody's in the comments, oh, that's fake. Oh, that's fake. Okay, it's not Hollywood, people. Yeah, so, yeah, what you're witnessing, hold up, let me get my camera. Got me shaking my camera again. Let me see here. What? Hold on. You ain't talking about nothing. Hold up. People's gonna see like the eyes and like the nose. Look. There it is. Can you see that?
All right, now that video was kind of like hard to see, but you can actually Google it yourself. Okay, so apparently somebody was looking up at the moon and they saw a face right above the moon. You know what I'm saying? Like a giant face looking at the moon like this. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if the video was on up and up. I haven't heard anybody do like a test, a CGI test or anything like that, but it was very interesting that 5 or 6 different people had different points of views. And I think this took place in Colorado, so people were basically seeing this in Colorado. So, you basically be the judge on that one. But that's one of the first things I had saw that super, like, it turned my antennas on. You know what I mean? So if anybody has any information on that in detail, let me know what you have. Let's talk about the atmosphere some more, shall we? All right. 3 days ago, news break: solar storm could cause an internet apocalypse. It's never a dull moment. In the late summer of 1859, the sky above Earth witnessed a mysterious cosmic drama that will be unnoticed to observers of the time foreshadow a modern-day threat of an internet apocalypse. The celestial event first spotted by astronomers like Richard Carrington, hinted at the sun's unpredictable power and its potential to disrupt our technology-driven world in ways previously unimaginable. Sorry about that. The flash that changed everything. On September 1st, 1859, as Carrington sketched the sunspots, he was blinded by a sudden intense flash of light. Initially believing his equipment had malfunctioned, he soon realized the bright spots remained. This flash was the first sighting of a major coronal mass ejection, a massive burst of magnetized plasma from the sun's corona. Unbeknownst to Carrington, the colossal wave of energy was hurtling towards Earth at an unprecedented speed. The sky lit up. Just 17.5 hours after CME, the plasma collided with Earth, sparking the most severe geomagnetic storm recorded in history. Now, we all know that they're lying about the position of the sun and Earth, but we'll continue. Auroras, typically confined to polar regions, were seen as far as the South Caribbean. The skies over the Rocky Mountains glowed so brightly that gold miners awoke, mistaking the auroras for dawn, but the beauty of these lights belied a more sinister effect. The storm wreaked havoc on the electrical systems of the time, causing telegraph pylons to spark and in some cases electrocute their operators. The Carrington event. This event, now known as the Carrington event reference, was a stark reminder of our vulnerability to the sun's whims. All right. The energy release was estimated to be equivalent to 10 billion megatons of TNT. If a similar event occurred today, the consequences could be catastrophic, potentially introducing the internet apocalypse by damaging the undersea cables that carry much of the world's internet traffic. Researchers from Lloyd's of London and the Atmosphere and Environmental Research Agency in the U.S. have estimated that a Carrington-class event today would result in 0.6 and 2.6 trillion in damages to the U.S. alone. With our increasing reliance on technology, the impact will be felt globally, disrupting communications, navigation, and even essential services like power distribution. As we approach the next solar maximum in 2025, understanding and preparing for such solar phenomena has never been more critical. All right, so they're basically going to tell you about how solar storms will affect or create what's called like an electromagnetic pulse and short out electrical devices we have, many of which operate strictly off electric. Or even like your boy Cat Williams said, some of this stuff is off Wi-Fi. Some of the defense systems in place are off of Wi-Fi, you know. This could happen this year. No, keep in mind, all right. This is going to be a crazy year. It's already started off crazy, all right. So we only been about a week or so in. It's already crazy, all right. It is election year this year. Okay, let's not forget it. You remember what happened last election year? How crazy it got. Last election year was 2020. Okay, all right. Now, as part of the show, okay, we already talked about what the illegals being allowed to vote in certain states, even being allowed to be police officers in certain states. We already talked about that. So we know that's a piece of the puzzle. We know that Democrats are trying to get more people in to vote for them because they've already pissed the American people off to an infinite degree. We know about that as well. Okay. Put the pieces together. Stay at home voting. That's what they want. They want mail-in ballots again. All right. Now, the whole entire thing is a show, all right? But the show has to have components to it. There's different acts to a show, okay? So all of this stuff basically is gearing up towards the same thing, to draw more energy from people. So this, I believe, is what's pretty much happening. You know, try to get you to stay in a house type of deal. You know, if there's something that happens with the electronics, you know, could cause a shutdown. It could even be something as far as martial law might happen. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? But it is a concentrated effort to keep people in the dark about what's happening, to keep people on the tip of their toes because they feed off of that energy. But if you want to read more about this article, because I'm not going to read the whole entire thing because it's super long, you can actually go read it. It's on hold on. It's on Newsbreak, and you can just put in solar storm internet apocalypse. So they're basically going into the details about how, like, you know what I'm saying, the sun doing something like causing a solar flare could cause interferences with electromagnetic equipment, which is very much a possibility. All right, where are we at? Man, we got a bunch of new comments. Hold on, let me get caught up. Hey, I got a lot of your stuff. I can't always like save everything though, because a lot of times I'm busy. If I come back to it, you know what I'm saying, I might forget to come back to it. But good looking out on that, bro. Signal's good. Okay. Let me get down here. Homie did some Olympic level leaping to get to it. Yo, people, if you ever been in the court, you know what I'm saying, and you actually stand up and see how high those damn things are, them desks are. This man was super angry because they had adrenaline kicked in, and he wanted to say, "Look, if I'm gonna go sit down somewhere, I'm gonna go ahead and get my licks in." That's what my man was thinking. And you had those brainwashed goddamn sheriffs and bailiffs. That's a mother effing judge. What the f is wrong with you? Ain't no goddamn. That's an administrator. Ain't no goddamn judge. Those are administrators of the court. What up, Keith? What's up, man? What up, Alfonso? What's good? Other side, what up? What up, Wolf? What's going on, man? Bad Wolf, snag and relaxing. Peace to you, gods, and the Most High. Peace to the Most High. Yes, indeed. All praises due to the Most High. So, how many elite have built doomsday bunkers lately? Well, we already know that the Bezos has one. We already know that what's his name? Zuckerberg has one. Supposedly Gates has had one for a while, probably a few of them. And if those are the ones that are in the media, you can bet your bottom dollar that they probably have, and they've already have one. They have a few of them for the government. You know what I'm saying? Like ones that already been in place in mountains. You know, and listen, I'm telling you, some of these mountains things that look like mountains are not really mountains. Some of those are actually pyramids that are covered in grass and stuff like that. You know, these people know exactly where that stuff is, and they go there. You know, they know exactly where to go and all that stuff if something happens. So there's a whole bunch of them that basically have access to that kind of thing in case something happens that they're expecting. But it could just be mass panic or to cause fear or chaos. They don't want us to see an order, 100%. Allegedly, EBE, extraterrestrial entities caught, have said that they are us from the future. If that's so, DNA upgrade via the Schultz top frequencies, food GMO. That's an interesting way to look at it. I always thought it was the sun, though, man. To be honest with you, the DNA upgrades. I always thought it was the sun. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna trust any type of, altering type of thing that comes from, DNA altering type of thing that comes from them. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna trust that. But as far as like upgrades and stuff like that go, people are slowly starting to ask more and more questions. You know, I'm thinking it's the sun, bro. Like we talked about before, what happened in 2020 with the whole Jupiter aligning with the rest of the planets. You know what I'm saying? That was a big thing at the end of 2020. You know what I'm saying? We're searching for the same thing, but we move in different ways just because the division once it, that's the way it stays when everybody shares the same existence anyway. New Music 1981. Bars. Multiple videos in multiple places, possibly a month ago. Yeah. There was multiple places too. Damn, that's crazy. It was cloudy in my area of VA. Yo, let me tell you something. Every time something like that happens, Baltimore is always cloudy. Every single time, yo. We don't get to see nothing over here, bro. They be like, nah, y'all don't need to see that. Nope, blocked. y'all don't need to see that. What y'all need to see that for? You don't need to look at that. What you need to look in the sky for? What up, base? Was good. Always some election. Every time. Listen, this year is gonna be crazy. All right, it's gonna be wild. It's gonna be wild. All right, but listen, like I said, we've been talking about stuff like this for a long time. Just keep your mind sharp, keep reading, stay focused, and do not panic. Don't be afraid. We're gonna get into some more stuff, though. Trust me. Faraday bags, analog technology, return to TMH. Right. 100%. Faraday bags can work. All right, let's move on. All right, so since we talked about that, it's only fair to talk about since the internet. So this man's going to drop you some survival tips right here.
Was down. What could go wrong? EMP, natural disaster, civil unrest, war or armed conflict, cyber attacks, economic collapse. You get it. Having books with useful information will not only make you more well-rounded, they could save your life. Let's get into a few suggestions. All of my suggestions can be found at buckhorncliffs.com with a breakdown of what's in each book. For technical concepts, U.S. Army Survival Manual. When all hell breaks loose, stuff you need to survive when disaster strikes. For traditional skills and homesteading, back to basics. A complete guide to traditional skills. The Encyclopedia of Country Living. Complete book of home preserving.
I highly recommend looking into that book of home preserving now, though, because they got some fire in that thing, man. Yo, jarring your fruits, you know what I'm saying? Putting them away so they don't go bad. You know, if you want to make your own like alcohol or moonshine, there's a certain way you can do it with potatoes. Yo, I'm telling you, bro, like that stuff is fire, man.
For DIY and home improvement, the complete do-it-yourself manual. For wilderness survival, pocket guide to field dressing game, mountain states medicinal plants. For medical care, where there is no doctor, a village healthcare handbook, the survival medicine handbook, the essential guide for when help is not on the way, and great for all-purpose general referencing, pocket 4th edition reference guide. For a list of all suggestions, head over to buckhorncliffs.com. Question, what would you add to this list?
All right, so he just gave y'all a bunch of good stuff, and a lot of these books have some of the same stuff in them. You know what I mean? They might have a different way of doing it, but a lot of these books do have similar things in them because, you know, these ways, they didn't get completely deleted. We just forgot about a lot of this stuff, you know, but families and tribes have written down these things, and these methods and ways of living have been stored away. So a book I would recommend adding to this is a book I actually kept on the tuck. Just in case an emergency hits, and you guys have seen this before. It's called The Lost Ways, okay? It even looks real old school, too, the way they've got the border design and all that. It's a good book, man. I looked into this book, and I was fascinated at some of the things they had in here. They even had, like, how to pick berries. I learned, did you know Christmas, like, those pine trees people bring in for Christmas trees? Did you know you can actually take the bristles off of those trees? And if you bite the bristles, it actually tastes like a really strong citrus flavor. It's not sweet, but it's a really strong citrus flavor. If you put that in your cup with some honey and some hot tea or something like that, it can bring that vitamin C out of those pine bristles, and you can actually drink the tea. And the thing about it is, those pine trees are everywhere on the East Coast. You know what I'm saying? They're everywhere. Let me show you an example. Here we go. This is what I was talking about right here. And these bad boys have pine cones on them. Pine trees. They call pinus. And I think I might have showed y'all this before. But yeah, great stuff in here, man. Great stuff in here. Highly recommended. Sage Parsley, what's good? How you feeling? Jimmy Bennett doesn't teach us how to pick. What the hell are you talking about, man? You coming here with that goofy shit. You're wild. All right, let's move on. We getting to what y'all want to talk about, all right? I got y'all. We're going to get to it now, as a matter of fact, man. Why wait any longer? Let's get to it now. All right. Aliens at Miami Mall. People claim Nephilim-like creatures spotted in Florida. Move this out of the way. There we go. An incident at Miami shopping mall, which resulted in the arrest of 4 teens earlier this week, has sparked bizarre theories on social media, as some users claiming there were aliens at the scene. More than 60 police cars were at Bayside Marketplace on Monday night. Authorities responded to a fight involving two groups. An incident at a Miami shopping mall, which resulted into the arrest of 4 teens earlier this week, has sparked bizarre theories on social media, with some users claiming that aliens were on the scene. More than 60 police cars were at the Bayside Marketplace on Monday night. Authorities responded to a fight involving two groups. 4 teenagers were arrested in connection to the incident, local news outlet WPLG-TV reported. Per the channel, they were causing a riot inside the mall and causing panic. Officers were called at the scene around 8:30 p.m. local time at the mall, 401 Biscayne Avenue Boulevard. Several people called 911 to report what they thought were gunshots. So you got people posted on Twitter. Guy said, I woke up today and learned that 8 to 10 foot creatures were attacking people at Miami Mall. I'm like, cool. Where's the sauce? These two videos apparently are the sauce. This is the stupidest crap I've ever heard. So this guy says he don't believe it. You guys probably saw the videos already. There's no really clear footage of these videos. It's all really like, you know what I'm saying, far away shots. Now, here's the interesting part. There was a guy online. Now, people could just be lying for clout, because we know in this social media age, people do weird stuff and people do goofy stuff to try to get themselves known. There's a few people who testified they were there, which really piqued my interest, is that there was a guy who said he was there, and he said that he was actually there. He said these two, it was a group of them, as a matter of fact, 8 to 10 foot type big creatures, and they were moving in such a way where they were like teleporting. You know, they would teleport through walls and stuff like that, and they would just look at people. You know what I'm saying? And they were saying that he was saying that there was no sound. They didn't make any noise. People started running away. You know what I'm saying? Somebody eventually got the blick and started firing off. You know, they just passed that concealed carry statute in Florida, where you can carry concealed without a permit. So allow people to bear in arms, which people will probably people bearing arms anyway, and they see that kind of shit, they might panic. So that's the thing. So dude said, he knows what he saw, such and such. Then he was like, this other guy said, yo, the reason why there's no videos of this is because when people were leaving the mall, there was the government employees were demanding to see people's phones, and they were deleting the videos, which I don't know how true that is. You know what I'm saying? I can't say. He was saying that anybody who managed to get videos, they got their videos deleted, but most of the phones and networks weren't working at that time. So he was saying he was trying to take a picture and the picture wasn't working or something like that. You know, it's then the first guy I mentioned, he came out later and said, oh yeah, I was just joking. You know what I'm saying? None of that was real. I was just messing around, which is interesting because, you know what I mean? When something like that happens and people like, they say something or talk about something that actually happened, and people come out and say, oh no, I was joking. A lot of people say, yo, they got him, they turned him, they came and saw him and something like that. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, this looks like Project Bluebeam to me. We already know what Project Bluebeam is. You know what I'm saying? We already know what's up with that. You know, that's basically what it is for me. I'm saying I'm calling Project Bluebeam on this one. You know, I'm calling Project Bluebeam. Even the face on the moon, I'm calling Project Bluebeam on that. You know, real life CGI, CGI in the sky type deal. I'm calling Project Bluebeam all day. It's a joke play on that book I was just talking about, picking pine needles. Get it? Oh, okay, got you. The Lost Ways, Claude Davis. I have the book. If people need, so hit my man Jimmy Bennett up. He has a PDF if you need it. Print it out, because the whole purpose of the Lost Ways is to have something to rely on in case the EMP happens. So don't be that guy to download the Lost Ways on your computer and not print it up, and then if something happens, like, yo, I got the Lost Ways, but it was on my laptop. Like, it doesn't matter if you don't have the Lost Ways. Then your computer has the Lost Ways. Your computer's out of commission. You know what I'm saying? Pinene terpenes have medical benefits. We share nearly 50% of DNA. Great for immunities. Fire. Nobody's buying it. Yeah, that's where I'm at with it, Sage. Fool, I ain't selling it. It's free. Right. What up, Jared? What's going on, man? What you think about these quote unquote extraterrestrials, man? The pine cone is ironically similar to the pineal known to house thy soul. Yeah, that's interesting. If you look at the pineal, the pine cone before it blooms, it is very similar to the pineal gland. That is a very interesting fact, and it grows right on that pine tree. So I would go as far as to say we're supposed to be ingesting the pine needles. You can even eat the bark. It says in this book. It's a certain way it's got to be cooked, but you can actually eat the bark too. I mean, the Miami side, not the book. I heard some people are saying it might have been a huge trafficking bust. A trafficking bust? Huh. Interesting. Yeah, I knew what you were talking about, though. I feel you. Killer Cuddles, why is Bigfoot always blurry? Because he's not real. Word. Some guy in a suit. What you think, man? Some guy in a zip-up suit or something? Holograms. I would say Project Bluebeam, man. And I'm not even sure. Listen, with all those 5G towers in place, man, and we talked about this 2021 when they were putting all those 5G towers, all of this shit plays a part in what we're seeing now. It's all pieces to the grand puzzle, all right? People walking around here with the jabby jab in their bloodstream, their antennas, you know what I'm saying? Shit can be bounced off of them. They got Wi-Fi routing numbers on their bodies. Or you know what I'm saying, relay numbers on their bodies type deal. You got these lights that started off as like an LED color that eventually turned purple. They got 5G technology in them. Listen, the groundwork has already been laid out. You know, the pieces are already there. They just starting to use the pieces now. And for the average individual that don't know what's going on and hasn't been paying attention, you know what I'm saying? They're not going to know what's happening. They're panicking because they like, yo, this is the end of the world. Like, no, you just haven't been paying attention the whole entire time, and we've been trying to tell you. You call us conspiracy theorists. You don't bother to look into what's actually happening. You know what I mean? You would make a quick G Drive link or something similar. Yeah, you ask them to hit you up, and they're trying to get that PDF from you, bro. For those of you who are in the Telegram group, Jimmy Bennett is in the Telegram group too. Yo, Jimmy, drop a word in the Telegram group, you know what I'm saying, so people can inbox you and you can send them that PDF so they can get their hands on it. I know enough about phones to know someone could have saved the video, could have a saved video. I mean, yeah, but listen, if we can't deny something happened, all right, something definitely happened. I'm not going to deny what people say they saw. Maybe they did see it, maybe they didn't, who knows? But what I will say is this: if they did see something, there is a branch of the government that you will not be able to find on any public website that handles stuff like that. People think that thing is a joke with those guys in those black suits. You see something, them dudes will come to see you, and they know if you saw something or if you have something. They know. Listen, bro. These individuals in these different groups, I don't even think these guys are like, you know, regular DNA like men and women. These are a whole nother ball game of beings of such, you know what I'm saying? Like these beings, you know what I'm saying, that run these or are involved with these type of you know, government organizations, secret government organizations. They know what's going on, bro. If you see something and they know you, or you know what I mean, you could be like in danger of putting some information out. They will come to see you, and you will come up off that information. Facts. That's real. Like, yeah, I still think the whole Men in Black movie was to make like a joke out of the whole thing. Like, oh, you talking about Will Smith and you know what I'm saying? What's that guy's name? Will Smith and the other guy, the other older guy. You know, you talk about those guys. Like, nah, it's a little deeper than that. Yo, there's actually organization to handle stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? Who's the author of the book? Yeah, Claude Davis. Yep. He actually, Jimmy Bennett actually told y'all earlier. If it were just kids, what are their names and what is the store footage or mall footage? And the sheer number of cops who came for really keeping. Yeah, it was, and they're not allowed to talk about it. You know what I mean? This one guy called his father and asked him, you know, he works for Miami PD. What was going on in the mall. He says, I'm not allowed to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? He basically just put it out there. Like, he said, whoa, can you tell us what happened? I'm not allowed to talk about it. How many ways I got sliced the pie? I'm not allowed to talk about it. So, you know, they know what's going on. And listen, a few of those guys in the police force work for that organization I told you about. You know, that organization, it exists, but, you know, you're not going to find out any info about it. But those places or those individuals are put in place in case stuff like that happens to keep the public panic from spreading. The narrative was correct in the movie. They're telling you what they're doing. You just can't know about it officially. You think they're going to have, you know, that kind of, you know, interdimensional travel and stuff like that, portals and all of these things that we see in movies and think it's fake that they tell us all the time exists. You think that stuff's going to exist in this reality and they don't have a special, you know what I'm saying, unit that deals with that? Absolutely. Absolutely. And yes, the government will wipe your phone's footage, etc. There ain't no walking out with data. Exactly. That's what I'm saying, bro. If you think you're going to sneak some footage, you know what I mean, and you're going just like, yo, I got this little phone I keep underneath my sole of my shoe, and the phone is off. My man, you will go to start your phone up, and it will be wiped. It will be system restored. You will, and your cloud will be deleted. You're not putting that information out, bro. It's not gonna happen. Whatever you see, they wanted you to see, type deal. Facts. These people have a lot. Listen, when they put this technology out, you think they don't have fail safes before they put this stuff out? They have to come up with different avenues to control certain information. Like, certain stuff can be bought out. Like, we can talk about the Constitution, challenging jurisdiction, the straw man, the secrets of the Social Security. You know, we can talk about that stuff all day. But the moment we start talking about exposing what's really happening under the layer, now you're creating the issue. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. So when they put these phones out, they got fail safes and stuff in place. So that if something happens, they can press a button or they can just activate something in their computer and your shit will be wiped. Facts. One eye, James. y'all crazy. Law of the land. What's good, champ? I think I was booted from said Telegram group. I don't see it. I didn't boot you from the Telegram group. Nah, somebody, listen, I'm not the only one in there. There's a few admins. So unless you were spamming or inviting people to like weird groups to make money with like some kind of weird organization like Bitcoin or something like that, that's the only way you would have got booted from the group. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way I know you would have got booted from the group. Hit my email again, and Jimmy, and I'll add you back. But you know, or unless you were spamming music, the only way you'll get booted from the group, you know what I'm saying, that has my knowledge, is if you do spam. If you keep posting music, do not post music in a group. Don't do that. I don't want this to turn into one of them groups where people are posting goddamn Young Jeezy and goddamn Migos. You know what I mean? I don't want to see all that shit when I go to my group. We stick to, you know, what we talk about here. We don't talk about all that other stuff. But I don't want to be. We do talk about music sometimes on here, but we're not posting music in that group. We're not doing that. That has happened too many times last year. What are you talking about? Which one? Our phones are for them, not us. That's what I told y'all. These phones, this technology is from them. This is their technology, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's not public, bro. I have to add you. Hit my email. You can't search it. You gotta hit my email. Too many of my files have disappeared. Listen. Root admin, MAC address, and network all there. One MAC address. Listen, even with that, bro. Unless you have like, I don't even think you can do it with a phone that's not connected to the internet. If you have a phone, even if you did all that cool stuff right there, and you have a phone that you know, you don't have like internet access to, you know, you never even use it online, I think they can still get in it, man. Because this is just the way that the phones were created. They were created to be like, you know, export information and get information put in, upload or whatever you want to call it. I think that's partially why they're delegating the AI to perform real-time scans on PC, which can be super frustrating. There you go. What are China chips? Yeah, China chips. It's for them to collect data. There you go, man. You know, people like, yo, how do they know I was talking about Lay's potato chips And all of a sudden, I'm seeing Lay's potato chips ads on my feed. What the hell do you think is happening? The phone is listening to you. It's even been situations where you don't even talk about something. You could think about something, and it might pop up on your feed. This goes deeper. This is what I'm saying. Like, yo, if you have some information in that phone, they know. You know what I mean? I had a file to make a phone from a former scientist from NASA. They probably deleted that shit. They probably got rid of that. They got that up out of there. Like, yeah, you don't need this. Delete. But okay, yeah, let's get back to it. While locals were intrigued by the number of police vehicles at the scene, social media users claimed that the incident did not merely involve just teenagers. Some of them posted footage from the scene and said there was an alien or Nephilim-like creature. In the Hebrew Bible, the Nephilim are mysterious beings or people, which the Hebrew Bible, we already know, is just the current Bible with the books added to it. You know what I'm saying? The current Bible that's available has been gutted severely. And all of those books, the book of Apocrypha, you know, there's literally over 30, I think like 40 books, might be more, that were removed from the Bible. And they say it was removed because of cost production, you know, or production costs or something like that. But we know that's not the case. There's a lot of stuff in that Bible that they don't want you to know about that deals with the extraterrestrial. Things like, you know what I'm saying, spirits, giants, trolls, all of that stuff. Magic, all of it. You know, all of this stuff was in the Bible at one point. Back to it. The Nephilim are mysterious beings or people who are described as being large and strong. Bro, this is FR insane. I think this is for real. I don't know how these children talk nowadays. Bro, this is for real insane. I don't ever tweet about like weird stuff happening in the world, but this is too fucking weird. Like, I'm just a Minecraft YouTuber, and this Miami Mall stuff is too insane not to tweet about. I'm telling you, aliens are real. The government is trying to hide shit. A user on X platform, formerly known as Twitter, said, "What do you think of the alleged 8 to 10 foot creatures caught on the video in Florida and Miami Mall? Some say aliens, some say distraction from Epstein files, some say Nephilim. Thoughts?" So here's the thing. As far as, you know what I'm saying, the Nephilim do exist, and I believe the Nephilim don't look like they described it. They said it looked like a giant gray alien. I don't think the Nephilim look like that, though. I think the Nephilim look human, like the ones that those guys ran at the, what is it, SEAL team? The special operations team ran into overseas in the Middle East in that cave. That was a Nephilim. That was a Nephilim. That thing was goddamn 10 feet tall, muscular as a mofo, and a giant ginger, basically, with a spear and sash. That was a Nephilim. That's what I think. You know what I'm saying? This other thing could have just been Project Bluebeam as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, that's where I'm at with it, man. And it's going to be more. It's going to continue. It's going to continue, man. It's going to keep going. We're going to see more and more weird stuff coming out because it is election year. Yo, hit the like button, man. Unless you have alien tech that they can upload a program or EMP your devices or take them out your hand and threaten you with national security and lifetime in a jail underground. Right. Elon Musk said that Starlink launches 2 to 3 satellites per week. I don't believe that. I think Elon Musk is full of shit. They know us almost better than we know ourselves. Yeah, they also know who we are too, and that's why I say, you know, when you start to hear about them building bunkers, they know who we are, bro, and they're concerned. That's why they're hiding. You know what I'm saying? 5,800 satellites. You mean probably floating balloons or something like that. So do the math. All right, no doubt. I got you, bro. I'm gonna hit you up. I'm gonna get you. Matter of fact, no, I'm gonna do it now while you're still online, because I don't want people to be like, "Yo, what's up with Jimmy's PDF?" I got you, bro. I'm gonna do it right now. That's weird, man. That I don't know how you got kicked out. Somebody must have kicked you out. I got a few admins. Somebody must have booted you. Give me a second. Y'all want that PDF? I'm gonna get it to y'all. Hold on. All right, I just sent you the link, bro. So you can go ahead and hop in. You know what I'm saying? If anybody else wants to get in the Foreign National News Network group, go ahead and hit my email, which is scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Hit that email, and I'd be glad to add you in. Hit the like button, folks. The least you can do is hit the like button. The most you can do is donate to the Cash App at the bottom. The phone do listen in many dimensions. I can think of over 8 dimensions. And once I go outside in the 4th dimension, my phone starts to act funny. Yeah. Yeah. Also, like areas with electromagnetic frequency interference. You know what I'm saying? A lot of those areas too, they can mess with your body as well. Like you might start to feel tired or sick or something like that if you stay in one of those areas too long, or even if you eat food from that area or something like that. Pay attention to how your phone acts, because your phone, it works off of that frequency. I bet it was a black woman with a weave. What the hell are you talking about? What are we talking about here? What? Why would you say that? Oh, shit. Did I say something offensive, man? Listen, my bad, bro. If anybody doesn't like that term I use, I didn't know that was an offensive term. If anybody don't like that term, I do apologize, even though I had the First Amendment, but I still apologize because I don't want to offend my viewers. They're just getting started. It's going to be a lot more to come. That's what I said, bro. It's going to get nasty, bro. People going to be panicking. It might get to a point where you might look outside and see something. You know what I'm saying? You might look outside and see something. It might get to that point, okay? But just remember, do not be afraid. Somebody in Miami said these beings were chasing them and then would disappear and reappear. That's what I think they were holograms. Exactly. That's what I said, yo. That's Blue Beam right there. You know what I'm saying? That's Project Blue Beam. Listen, we've seen what Project Blue Beam can do. When we saw the people in the gymnasium and the dolphins jumping out of the gymnasium floor and jumping back in the water that was like a gymnasium floor. Yo, Project Bluebeam is that powerful where it can create something like that. You know what I'm saying? They even had football games where they had a giant bird flying around the stadium everybody could see. Plenty of 6-footers. I don't spam things for Sailor Music, but I have crypto, so no. Yeah, I don't know what happened, Jimmy. I'm not sure, man. I didn't kick you out, though. They know what's up. The jig is up. We are starting to find out who we are. That's what I said, man. You can feel the frequencies. Yes, it's like, I can't explain it, man. It's one of those things you got to feel, man. And for those of y'all who got locks, these actually become extensions of nerves. So you can actually feel your environment a lot easier with these too. Energy, you know what I'm saying? Deception, all of that stuff. You can pick up on it a lot quicker. And people, y'all hit me up now. All right, I'm on live, so I'm gonna catch a few of your requests, and then I gotta get back to what I'm doing. But I see y'all sending me requests. All right, there you go. All right, yeah. So he put the lost ways in there. So if you guys are interested, go ahead and grab it. Print up a copy. Don't leave it on your computer. Print up a copy. Don't leave it on your phone. Print up a copy. Get your paper copies in order. Yeah, you got to turn your phone off and your Wi-Fi and go outside. Get barefoot in the ground to yourself and clean yourself up from that frequency. Yeah, that too. I'm looking into copper jewelry too, man. I'm hearing people use copper jewelry as well. That's real good for swelling. Sage knows, yes, indeed. Every 30s or so intensifies for a couple of seconds. Word. All right, let's move on, shall we? So we already talked about the psychological operation. Let's talk. What's Tesla up to, man? Now, this happened December 26th. This is older, but I still want to talk about this. what has Tesla been up to? We're talking about hold on. We're talking about all these different Elon Musk and this, that, and the third company. What is Tesla doing itself? Man, Tesla robot attacks an engineer at a company's Texas factory during a violent malfunction, leaving a trail of blood and forcing workers to hit emergency shutdown button. Sheesh. What? Hey, yo. Let me find out Terminator 2 is literally here. What? Data shows. Hold on, let me go back there. Here we go. And now data shows 1 in every 21 Giga Texas workers was injured on the job in 2022. And now an attorney aiding contract laborers at the factory tells DailyMail.com that there's evidence Tesla underreported accidents to state regulators. Who could imagine? Somebody got their money under the table. It looks surreal and nothing moves like it. First hands-on reviews a futuristic robot, but troubled Cybertruck employees and finally take delivery. If you have any details with the instrument, okay, cool. All right, let's move on. A Tesla engineer was attacked by a robot during a brutal and bloody malfunction at the company's Giga Texas factory near Austin. 2 witnesses watched in horror as their fellow employee was attacked by the machine designed to grab and move freshly cut aluminum car parts. That sounds dangerous. The robot had pinned the man who was programming software for 2 disabled Tesla robots nearby before sinking his metal claws into the worker's back and arm, leaving a trail of blood along the factory surface. The incident, which left the victim with an open wound on his left hand, was revealed in 2021 report filed with Travis County and federal regulators, which has been reviewed by DailyMail.com. While no other robot-related injuries were reported to regulators by Texas and the Texas factory in either 2021 or 2022, the incident comes amid years of heightened concerns over the risks of automated robots in the workplace. All right. So we see how these, assemblies and the cars and stuff like that work. You have robot hands putting certain parts on. Back in the day, they didn't have the machines. Mostly they had the men putting them on themselves. But these days, they're using robots. 2 witnesses. I already read that part. Reports of increased injuries due to robotic co-workers at Amazon shipment centers, killer droid surgeons, self-driving cars, and even violence from robotic chess instructors. What the hell? I didn't hear about that. Have led some to question speedy integration of new tech. The injury report, which Tesla must submit to the authorities by law to maintain its lucrative tax breaks in Texas, claimed the engineer did not require time off work. But one attorney who represents Tesla's Giga Texas contract workers has told DailyMail.com she believes, based on her conversions with workers there, that the number of injuries suffered at the factory is going underreported. The underreporting, the attorney said, even included in September 28th, 2021, death of a construction worker who had been contracted to help build the factory itself. My advice would be to read the report with a grain of salt. The attorney, we all know attorneys. You got anything they say, you got to listen to that shit with a grain of salt. Hannah Alexander of the nonprofit Workers Defense told DailyMail.com, "We've had multiple workers who were injured," Alexander said, and one worker who died, whose injuries and death are not in these reports. Tesla is supposed to be accurately completing and submitting to the county in order to get tax incentives. The construction worker, a contractor named Antelmo Ramirez, died of a heat stroke while helping build Tesla's 2,000-acre Giga Texas factory, according to a report from the Travis County Medical Examiner. All right, so you got the robots out here mutilating people. Now listen, to Tesla's credit, a death in factory work does happen, okay? It does happen. You can watch, I've seen a few videos on different, I think even Facebook had a couple of them. I don't like watching them because a lot of times they're grisly. You know what I'm saying? And these people, it's not like a movie. But this man actually got mutilated type deal. You know what I mean? Like, yo, I seen this guy got his arm caught. No, I think it might have been his leg. He got his leg caught in like a cycling machine that was just spinning. And somehow his pant got hooked up in the machine. And it just kept, it was nasty. But yeah, it was bad, bro. But yeah, that stuff does happen. You know what I'm saying? But now they got these robots that are supposed to be smart, causing injuries. You know what I'm saying? But the whole point of it being smart is so it knows to discern the difference between, you know what I mean, harming an employee and putting the car together. You know, you don't want to have the damn machine putting your employees in the car. You know what I mean? You don't want to have a situation where instead of an engine, you know what I mean, instead of like a damn electric engine, you know, your body is in place of the electric engine and the hood goes over top of your body. That's not what you want, type deal, you know? So that's the thing. I'm like, yo, this technology is damn dangerous. It's supposed to be smart technology, but why is it still murdering people with smart? And say, oh, it's got bugs. It's got bugs. Yeah, do you really want to be tinkering around with stuff that can have bugs and eventually figure out a way like, yo, you're trying to fix me, but I'm not broken. So I'm going to get rid of you and then I'm going to go outside and do what the hell I want to do. The technology can get to that point, man. It's not ignoring the warnings we saw. It's called electroculture, copper, and quartz together. Okay. Word, electroculture, copper, and quartz. I'm going to look into that. I don't have locks yet, but I can sense when certain things happen. Yeah, that's fire, man. That's what's up. Causing accidents. I've considered getting a grounding mat for bed, LOL, but the magnet blanket seems more interesting. Listen, man, Wolf already told y'all last night, I think it was last year, he was on my channel. You can take like a copper wire and wrap it around your wrist, put it outside of your house, right in the soil. Take a stake and hit it in the soil and go ahead and ground yourself and just go to sleep. And you'll get a much better sleep if you do so. Copper wire is cheap too, man. For real. You can get a kilo of copper online. I think a kilo of copper is like, might be $20 or something like that. It's cheap as hell. The copper is one of the cheapest precious metals. Did you see the car that stopped in the middle of the highway, a Tesla? Yo, Tesla been doing some weird stuff lately. And they got these states, they got certain states where they got lift services like Arizona. They got driving services in Arizona that don't even have people in them. You know what I'm saying? Last time I went to Arizona, I showed you guys, they got these things, these cars are literally driving around on the road with nobody in them. You got a Tesla driver, or not a Tesla driver. I think these are Teslas, as a matter of fact. I think these might be Teslas. But yeah, they got those things literally driving around, picking people up and making deliveries and stuff like that. They can even talk to you. Like, yo, the radio can talk to you, or they can talk to you wirelessly through the radio. You know what I'm saying? You can ask it questions, all of that crazy stuff, bro. I never took one because I don't try. I'd rather have a mofo right in front of me. So if he's doing something I want him to do, I can straighten his ass out. You know what I mean? If he's doing like, yeah, why you turning over here, man? Go that way, bro. Don't make me get ugly in here, type deal. But nah, as far as the electric cars and stuff like that go, man, just give me a regular man or woman. That's it. Tesla cranking out robot wives. I heard about that too. They supposed to be coming out with these robot companions, man. So apparently the driving force of that is the dating scene is completely effed up. All right. You got in Japan, the birth rates are down because people are not meeting people like they used to. People are not meeting up and smashing, so they're not reproducing as much. So they got these actual sex bots of such, or robot wives or whatever, that these people can actually buy to keep them companions. That was in Black Mirror about 7 years ago. People watch Black Mirror. They actually told you about that in Black Mirror. This lady had her husband had died in a car accident, I think, or something like that. And she sent this company photos of him in his social media. And in about like 3 months, they sent her a big ass box, and it was but it was a robot version of you know what I'm saying? So it's deep, but yeah, it was crazy, man. Detroit Become Human, the video game. You can look at that. And they had the robots with little circle things on the side of their heads. You can tell the robot's processing function by the light color of the side of the head of his head. So if it was blue, it was normal. If it was yellow, it was afraid. And if it was red, it was about to fuck you up. So yeah, you know, these they tell you in Hollywood how they moving. Tesla was the best inventor ever. He claimed to get his ideas from aliens. He went and provided free energy to the whole planet before he was murdered. Rockefellers disapproved. Well, they actually said declassified documents actually stated that Tesla was from Neptune. He was actually from the Neptune dimension. I don't think it's really necessary. God give us the ground. Fair enough. Hey, what's up, Nicole? It's a transfer of electrons to your body. The grounding mat. Never trust a guy who want to turn you into a cyborg. Yo, 100%, man. Every country that industrializes goes to the decline of population. Yep. You can look at, listen, you can look at what happened in areas like Detroit, areas like that used to have these real heavy industrial plants and stuff like that. The people lost their culture over time and just assimilated. But when those plants left those states or those cities, man, the cities, they went down the tube. They created the problem and created a solution always. Yes, indeed, my man Fearless Floyd. A6 is giving away 5 trust classes presented by Fearless Floyd and Aaron LaFleur to viewers tonight. Yes, indeed. 5 free trust classes. 5 free trust classes, only 5 slots. Okay. Classes from 6 to 10 p.m. Central Standard Time, January 9th. Yes. So my boy Floyd and LaFleur on Trust ebook with class. So if you need to get that information or you're trying to get the free trust classes, I can only give out 5. So you got to hit me up. Everybody send me a message to my email. You know what I'm saying? And I'll try to make sure that I pick the 5 so you can get those classes. So y'all should be hitting my email. My email should be blowing up now, and it's free. People love free. So hit me up. No Grid Survival Projects. Claude Davis book is uploaded. Enjoy. Yep. Got you. I need in. I mean, y'all got to hit my email, man. This ain't one of them things you can just drop a message. Hit my email. Hit my email. It's gonna be first 5 to hit my email, man. To keep it a bean. First 5 to hit my email. Yep, there you go. Revocable living trust that night. There you go. I'll check my email when I get off, but the first 5 is gonna have the first come, first serve type deal. It's only 5 spaces open. All right, let's move on, shall we? All right, let's take a look at what's going on at the borders.
Want to spoil it for you. I don't want to spoil it for you.
All right, so the word from the Democrats was a lot of these individuals that are coming over these the borders are women and children who needed refuge, but that looked like a whole bunch of men, fighting age men too, young men who are capable of fighting. That was the age of those men that I saw right there. You know what I'm saying? Hey, put the pieces together. Put the pieces together. All right, let's see what KXLY News is talking about.
Well, do you really need a driver's license to get behind the wheel? Some drivers are saying no, citing the U.S. Constitution, and they're willing to challenge police officers over it. The Spokane County Sheriff says his deputies have dealt with 2 of these so-called free travelers in just the last week. KXY4's Allie Norton working for you tonight. She joins us live along the Sherman Street overpass. Allie, you have to have a driver's license. Come on.
Well, Nadine, the U.S. Constitution says that you have the right to travel, but as we all know, it also gives the power to the states. And here in Washington, you need one of these if you're going to be driving on that. Type in the phrase "right to travel" on YouTube.
Well, she's not lying, and this is the slick shit they do for newcomers that don't know what's going on. You need one of these, which was a driver's license, to drive on that. That is 1,000% correct. There's nothing incorrect about that statement. You need a license to drive. You need a driver's license to drive, 100%. That is facts. We never even question that. We never do.
YouTube, and you'll be greeted with over 10 million results.
Is that required of a private traveler?
Based on this man's experience, he thinks the right to travel experiment is a success story. And others,
Right now, you're impeding my right to go, my right to travel.
many of these videos show drivers challenging law enforcement about needing a license. Their argument is that it's their constitutional right to travel without approval or restriction.
These people just don't think they have to obey any laws. They don't have to.
You know, I hate when they say that because they always say that shit to people who don't know what's going on. These people think that they don't have to obey any laws. It's the same typical crap they always say, and they're playing on the stupidity of the people who don't actually know what's going on. We do obey laws. We obey the law of the land, which is the Constitution. You know, that thing you took an oath to uphold. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah. The law of the land is the Constitution. Then you got these other goofy bastards that'll say, "Oh, well, it also says in the Bill of Rights that the Constitution this Constitution is not meant to take any power away from the states, and the states can create their own laws." Yeah, well, read the rest of that. It also says that this is not meant to take away power from the states or the people. Okay, and the people are supposed to be, or the state is supposed to be serving of the people. Okay. The state is supposed to be the conglomeration of people, basically. That's what it is. Let's stop acting stupid here.
Obey any authority, and hence they don't need driver's licenses.
Sheriff Ozzie Knezevich's deputies have dealt with 2 similar incidents in the last 4 days. On top of committing a traffic offense, both were driving with a suspended license and claimed they were free travelers.
This happens more often than a lot of people would think.
The argument is that under the Constitution, people have the right to travel. But Knezevich explains that it's a play on words that gives some the idea a license isn't needed.
Well, see, here's the thing about the play on words argument that's very stupid. We didn't create the terminology. The terminology was literally created and used in Black's Law Dictionary. You know what I'm saying? It was created by them. They differentiated the difference between traveling and driving. That's why there's 2 different definitions when you look them up. You know what I'm saying? I always keep it simple. What does Congress have the right to regulate? Commerce. They have the right to regulate commercial activity. Exercising your right to travel is not a commercial activity. It's common sense.
Needed.
Is this a vehicle or is this consumer goods? Because it's deemed by Supreme Court rulings that a private automobile is consumer goods and a vehicle is deemed equipment used for commercial use.
This man got to drive away. Knezevich says likely because the officer didn't want to escalate the situation. But he says that not providing identification when asked by an officer is very much illegal, according to Washington law.
That is also not true. All right. When you are committing a crime, which is a corpus delicti, when there's an injured party and you've done something that is a crime to that injured party, you are indeed supposed to provide some kind of information about who you are, okay? Or they want, the ends lead just, but let's not get too technical because we got people listening that are new here. All right. They're asking for that. You do not have to provide your information just off of a whim. That is the whole reason the 4th Amendment exists. And then take a look at what your state constitution says that a lot of people overlook. And look at the one that was from like 1800s, you know what I'm saying? The old school one. Look up that one and see what that one says. Because a lot of those constitutions, they change the wording around to try to catch people up and trip people up and take away people's rights. But if you look at some constitutions, the most current version as compared to the version years and years and years beforehand, that it was more suited towards the people, which those constitutions are still in fact because those are treaties and agreements, which the constitutions protects treaties and agreements before that constitution was established. Facts.
And Knezevich just plain out says that these people are a public nuisance to drivers on the road.
How would you be a public nuisance to drivers on the road if you're minding your business and not doing anything stupid? Okay. Now, for the record, all right, you can quote me on this. I've seen more idiots, okay, with driver's licenses and regular state plates on their whip doing more stupid shit than I've seen people exercising their right to travel. Anytime I see somebody exercising their right to travel, they're doing the speed limit. They're not bobbing and weaving. Their car looks like it's like up to par. It's not a piece of junk, stuff falling off of it, endangering other people. They're some of the most responsible people I've ever seen because when you're exercising your right to travel, your ass is on the line. If you do something stupid and damage somebody's property, your ass is on the line. You know what I'm saying? That's the facts.
He points out that if they are in a car accident with somebody and it's their fault, it's your insurance that's going to be the one footing the bill. Reporting live tonight, I'm Allie Norton.
Actually, if that does happen, you can be sued in civil court by the insurance company. They will come after your ass. So if you damage somebody's property, you are 100% liable because you're under common law at that point. Okay? Common law states if you damage somebody's property, you're responsible. The end. Facts.
KXLY 4 News.
All right, so that is something that people need to consider. You know what I mean? If you can somehow get private, you can do a private bond or private insurance on your automobile. You know what I'm saying? You can have it so that it is technically covered. You know what I mean? And do it like that. But yeah, I highly recommend doing something of that nature. You know. But yeah, right to travel is 1,000% real. I don't bother just explaining it to goofy people in the chat room. Excuse me, not the chat room, but the on YouTube that complain about, you know what I'm saying? You guys are sovereign citizens. Like I don't even bother with them motherfuckers anymore because they're so stupid. Like, yo, I could literally tell you exactly what's going on, but you still won't be able to grasp or comprehend it. Either that or you're an agent, and your job is to balance the spectrum. Like, yo, we're awakened, and you guys literally can't be awakened because we're awakened. So there has to be balance in the universe. They can't be awakened. They have to be counter awakened so that we can exist. You know, we can't exist by ourselves because that wouldn't be balance. And the natural universe does not exist without balance. There has to be balance. All right, everybody hit that like button. Hit that donation too. Cash App is right down there. Drop a donation if you would. Let me see. Fighting men that have a debit card to get in the U.S. Yeah, I've heard about that. And I've heard about the they actually get like free hotel housing. Like the government is paying these hotels to house migrants. You know what I'm saying? Giving them an address because when they get the hotel, they got the address. You know what I'm saying? And they making the laws so that they can go vote. They can become state officials. Yo, this shit is convoluted. Now is if you don't have your shit in order right now, put your status on the record and all that stuff, man. I don't know what to tell you because shit is about to get tight because these motherfuckers that's coming over here, they're not U.S. citizens. You know what I'm saying? And we can watch how they move, okay? Because they're not U.S. citizens, but we aren't U.S. citizens either. So whatever privileges they can fucking get, you know what I'm saying? I don't see why we shouldn't be able to get them either if we want those privileges. You know what I'm saying? So the thing about it is, you know, they're getting all these benefits and stuff like that. They're becoming government officials and government workers. These individuals have never read the Constitution. They don't know what the hell it is. They just know they're coming to the United States of America, and the U.S. corporation is giving them free stuff. That's all they know. Like, yo, we can come over here and get free shit, free housing. What? Sign me up. I'll vote Democrat. Absolutely. You know, that's the way they're moving. You know, and that's going to be the issue that we're going to have to deal with. Right. We don't need a license to travel. What up, Jerry? Is the Redemption Manual 4.5 a good reference to follow UCC 1 financing statement? I like the Redemption Manual 4.5 and 5.0. These people, you people, these persons in government think they don't have to obey the Constitution. Nope. That's because the people ain't holding them responsible. They violate rights, and the only people that's supposed to hold them to their feet to the fire is us. But a lot of motherfuckers want to go get a lawyer and stuff like that, and lawyers are going to sell you upstream for the most part. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to really hold their feet to the fire unless they can build a name off of it. Like a lawyer's not going to defend your right to travel. That's dead. It ain't gonna happen. They can't uphold your common law rights. They can defend your right to drive. Oh, you see me, you're right. They can defend your privilege to drive, you know what I'm saying, in certain circumstances. That's in the group, Killer. You need to join the Telegram group, bro. I think we got that posted in there. If you hit up the saved links, I think that's in there already, as a matter of fact, man. If not, I can have somebody put it in there. Matter of fact, yo, Slacker, put the Redemption 4.5 and Redemption 5 in the Telegram group, bro. If you would. Thank you. All facts, wrong venue. Play on words. The Supreme Court has already ruled on exactly like, yo, so they think they smarter than Supreme Court now. They remind me of New York and California when the New York Rifle and Pistol Association versus Bruin released last year that basically overturned may issue states issuing permits for there's a permit scheme where they weren't giving people permits for self-defense to carry firearms, basically a commercial term. They weren't giving people permits for it. You know what I'm saying? So basically what ended up happening was the New York Rifle and Pistol Association versus Bruin basically has Supreme Court say, so the right to keep and bear arms shall be abided by text, history, and tradition of the Constitution, and you know how America has always done it, to which a lot of these states had to change the way they were doing things. So then you got California, they're like, okay, cool. Well, what we're going to do is we'll give you a permit, but we're going to make California, the whole entire state, is a sensitive place, because one of the little stipulations the Supreme Court said was, you know, sensitive places will be classified under, you know what I mean, text, history, and tradition, because there's always been certain places that you can't take your arm into, even though the Constitution does say shall not be infringed, which is a whole different conversation. But back in the day, you know what I'm saying, certain bars and stuff like that, you weren't allowed to bring your arm into. You would have to check your arm into, you know what I'm saying? That type of thing. So, yeah, there we go. Sabrina Wallace and Odyssey snitching on all of them. Providing ideas directly against the Fifth Amendment, you have the right to not incriminate yourself. Ask the highwaymen if they can use that information against you. Oh, absolutely. Now, you can go hard like that, too. You can go hard like that. You can. You know what I'm saying? If you have been experienced enough and you know what you're doing and you can stand on your own, too, in court, because you will end up in court, I'm pretty sure, you can do that, too. You know, you're free. The officer didn't want to violate his oath of office, precisely. Eddie Craig explains the transportation laws on YouTube. He snitches on them on the commercial terms to never use word. Tried to find it recently, no luck. I was from Peru, Guatemala, El Salvador. I come to the U.S. too. A large reason for their poor way of life is due to U.S. CIA wars. Yep. We the people don't overstand the power we really have. 100%, man. And I think that's what's starting to happen, bro. We're starting to learn slowly, man. It's starting to really come to a head for them. You know what I'm saying? And here's why the migrants coming over here is a problem, okay? And this is not geared towards anybody who's just from another country that came here legally or lawfully, whatever, okay? This is geared towards the illegals. Peep this out.
He coming fast. Let me get the tripod ready.
Who are you?
Excuse me. Ho. Yo, move back. Who are you? That you're taking pictures of me. Who are you? Huh? Who are you? What's up? Who are you? What's up? Who are you? None of your fucking business, nigga. Yeah, nigga. None of your business, nigga. Who the fuck is you? Huh? Yeah. What's up, nigga? I don't give a fuck who you are, nigga. Move the fuck back, nigga. Come with respect.
Okay, so this man's exercising his First Amendment. Now, I don't know what happened before it. To be honest, I don't know what happened before the cameras turned on. But what I do see is a man exercising his First Amendment right to record in public, and I see a foreigner who doesn't understand the Constitution getting mad about it because in his country, that was unheard of. Maybe they don't have the First Amendment over there. So I don't know if this guy was an illegal or not, but this is going to be the crux of the issue because these people are coming over here and don't know exactly the makings or workings of our Constitution and what it entails. You know what I'm saying? So you want to try to get in his face and violate his rights. You might end up on the floor, man. You know what I'm saying? You don't come over here disrespecting indigenous Americans or nationals or any of us, and for that matter, you know what I mean? On some get the fuck out of here type shit. Like, bro, yo, bounce, bro. You just get out my face type deal, man. I didn't like that, man. And then people were saying, yo, he should go back to where he came from. No. People in the chat were saying, yo, he should go back. He should go back to his country. He need to go back to Africa. I got a problem with that, man. You know what I mean? I got a problem with that. What's up, chat? What's good? What's good? What it is? Yes, sir. My man late to the party. But yes, indeed. But yeah, man, these people coming over here legally, man, that is it's gonna be an issue later on down the road. You're gonna start seeing these people as police officers with these thick ass accents. Give me your license and registration. Like, what the fuck? Like, bro, you don't even know the basics of the Constitution, man. You took an oath to uphold it, and you don't even know what it is. And the training is poor enough as it is, where they don't even teach police any of that stuff. The training is poor, man. It's gonna be an issue, I'm telling y'all. All right, we're rolling up on 140. We're gonna do a few more. I told y'all we had a lot of information to cover tonight. We still going. All right, here we go. All right, so my man's over here talking about how you have to move if you're coming in the country. All right, customs.
No more need for customs officials anymore. All machines and AI only. Tell me what you think about this. All right, so we got these little horse pins here. Let's stand here like cattle. Let's wait for this thing to. Gates open. Now I'm officially trapped in here until I get my photo taken. So check this out. Needs me to take a photo of my face. All right, so you saw it. No customs officials, no passport stamps. Tell me what you think about that in the comments. Is that convenience or beginning of the end?
Man, peep this out, bro. When I came from the Philippines last year, I didn't see none of that. All right, but the technology is constantly changing, so it could be there now. When I came back from the Philippines last year, I saw an agent, and she was sitting right there at the desk, and there wasn't none of that taking your picture shit. You know what I'm saying? It was literally you giving it to the agent, she checking it, doing what she got to do to look at it, putting her information in, ask you any declarations or whatever, anything to declare type deal, which I need to look into because there might be something to that. Like, yo, do you have anything to declare? Why, yes, I am a national. I have the right to do this, that, and the third. You know what I mean? That might be the way to go, like an affidavit or something like that. I don't know, but that's something to look into at a later point. Yeah. So I didn't see any of that stuff. But now, look, it might be that now, but you do have the right to opt out. You can opt out. Okay. Any of this stuff at airports that all of these lemmings are going and standing there for getting their damn face blasts of radiation all over their body. You know what I'm saying? Standing there, putting their hands up and getting that little thing swinging wind around you. You can opt out of that. You don't know what the machines are doing to your body. You know what I'm saying? You have no idea. It might be against your religion. You can opt out. And you can get manually searched or checked by a goddamn TSA agent. You know what I'm saying? Which, we talked about that before too. the whole TSA thing is just complete. It's complete horseshit. You know what I mean? It's if you look at the history of the way it happened, the psyops of people's having bomb in their boots and stuff like that, or some dumb shit. You know what I mean? Dude, just more ways to take away your rights in the name of safety and convenience. That's how they strip your rights away. Safety or convenience, one of the two. But you have to want it. You have to ask for it. You know what I mean? Mr. Good Bars, what up? What up? Happy New Year. We don't have enough resources to support our own people here in America. Definitely not to have the resources to support illegals. Listen, you see how high the cost of living is already. You know what I'm saying? That shit is, it's crazy. You know what I mean? It's insane. All right, no doubt, no doubt. Much love from Hawaii. Yeah, my man Jared out there too. Shout out to Hawaii. I've been coming in the USA Republic for over 20 years without a passport. What do you mean, bro? Break that down. I bypass that bullshit at the airport rather easy, folks. Yeah, you can. Like, you can opt out of that shit, man. People be thinking, oh, you got to do this. You got to do that. You don't have to do shit. That shit is optional, bro. Facts. It's optional. 100%. They need your consent. Speaking of coming back in the country with a passport, this is just lovely how all of this stuff is tying together perfectly. Speaking of which, Most Def. So anybody who remembers the whole Most Def thing, and how Most Def was not allowed back in the country, he used a world passport. And apparently he wasn't allowed back in the country for trying to use it for some weird reason. Let's hear why.
The Hollywood game can take a lot out of an individual. It's not easy being judged and criticized by millions, treated like you're a business and not a human being, having half-truths spread around about you on the internet. Dave Chappelle quit Hollywood back in 2005 when he fled to South Africa after walking off the set of his successful Comedy Central series. Monique took a stand in 2010 after refusing to promote the film Precious overseas without payment. Monique has not gone back on her word and has continued to stand up against the Hollywood machine. And its practices for what has been over a decade. Cat Williams is yet another prolific comedian who has lost out on film and TV opportunities for not playing the Hollywood game. When artists turn their back on Hollywood, it makes sense for them to look elsewhere for their creative output. Sometimes that output comes in the form of activism. The artist formerly known as Most Def now goes by the name of Yasin Bey. Bey has a similar story to Hollywood peers like Dave Chappelle and Cat Williams, someone who stayed true to themselves, never lost sight of who they were, and sacrificed a career because of it. Here's why Most Def disappeared. In 2011, when Yasin Bey was asked why he changed his stage name from Most Def, a name we had known him as over for 17 years in hip-hop, his answer was, I began to fear that Most Def was being treated as a product, not a person. So I've been going by Yasin since 1999. At first, it was just for friends and family, but now I'm declaring it openly. Bey felt the need to move and escape the United States. He briefly lived in Central America, other parts of North America and Europe, before eventually settling in Cape Town, South Africa. For a guy like me who had 5 or 6 generations, not just in America, but in one town in America, to leave America, things gotta be not so good with America. Back in 2014, Bey had already been experiencing trouble leaving the country. He was forced to cancel a U.S. tour because of immigration issues. Bey had come to the conclusion that there were political reasons as to why he was being treated this way. Bey went on to describe the state of South Africa and says it has become a hindrance to his personal life and work obligations. He described how state officials asked questions about him and his family, having no legal right to do so. In January 2016, it was announced that Yasin Bey had been arrested in South Africa for attempting to use a world passport. Bey had been living in South Africa since 2013.
All right, so my bad. So for those of you guys who don't know what a world passport is, it basically is this right here. That's a world passport. And by the way, I did call fair use. Y'all didn't really miss anything. I called fair use on the video pretty much. But we can pretty much see what alliance he decided to align himself with in terms of starting to figure out what was going on when he started to say that most Def was being treated as a product and not a person. And he started to figure out, you know what I'm saying, via the Moorish way, because he chose the name Yasin Bey. He started to decide exactly which way he wanted to go, and that was with the Moors. So again, this is the world passport right here. You can go right on worldpassport.org. You can get all kinds of documents off of that website. You know what I'm saying? What they're doing is on the up and up. It's legit. There's nothing fake about it. Africa's janky. You know what I'm saying? Some of the way they do things, they have no idea what the hell is going on, even with the standard procedure. I've never been to Africa, but I've talked to a lot of people from Africa. You know what I'm saying? They live here, and the reason they left was because of that main reason. It's just being ran really weird.
13. When he tried to leave, the Department of Home Affairs considered his world passport an unofficial document. They stated that the country doesn't recognize world passports and claimed that the rapper entered the country without a valid U.S. passport. According to the Daily Beast, Bey allegedly stayed past his allowed date on a visitor's permit and had 2 weeks to leave the country. After news broke, Bey's rep made a statement. From what I've read, their allegations are wrong. He attempted to leave the country for professional commitment and was denied the ability to board an airplane after providing his world passport. Bey's rep was asked if the family had stayed past their visa term, which they confirmed. They may have stayed past their visa term. However, his arrest is because of the claim that he was allegedly using a false and fraudulent document.
Which is completely wrong because it is a real document.
According to the officials of South Africa Home Affairs, Bey and his family were given 14 days to leave the country. In a message, Bey said, "This is Yasin Bey. At this present time, I'm currently in Cape Town, South Africa. I'm being prevented from leaving unjustly, unlawfully, and without any logical reason. They're saying that they want to deport my family. They're making false claims against me, saying that my travel document that I was traveling with is fictitious. It's not. Anyone can do the research on a world passport. It's not a fictitious document. It's not designed to deceive or rob any benefit from the state. In fact, the world passport has been accepted here on numerous occasions."
And that is actually very true. The world passport has been accepted by quite a few countries. I was surprised to see how many different countries it was taken in. But yeah, people actually did use the world passport to travel. You know, I've never actually tried it before, but people have.
I am not a liar. I've made no false claims. I have not misrepresented myself. I'm under unnecessary state supervision and scrutiny. In the same mission, Bey announced his retirement via audio message on Kanye West's official website. "I'm retiring from the music recording industry as it is currently assembled today, and also from Hollywood, effective immediately. I'm releasing my final album this year, and that's that. Lead to all, fear of none." Bey's freestyle was called "No More Parties in South Africa," similar to West's own "No More Parties in LA," released shortly before. "Why these police up in my face? Why they raiding my place? Why I don't feel safe? This is not an expression of fear. This is just to make things clear. My intentions are pure in coming here, and that's for everything I love to hold dear. Homies in the building, so is my wife and my children. I committed no crime. Why is the state wasting my time?" Later that year, in October 2016, Bey had to cancel a concert in London due to travel restrictions. Several other European dates were canceled for that same reason. That month, Bey released another message confirming his retirement on Facebook. "I'm retiring for real this year, this week. With the 17th anniversary of Black on Both Sides being released, I'm grateful to have had the career that I have been able to enjoy." The following month, Bey was finally given access to leave South Africa, but not before he was put on South Africa's undesirable persons list. According to the South African Immigration Act, a foreigner may be declared undesirable by the Director General of Home Affairs if he or she has overstayed his or her South African visa. Bey was slated to perform 1 show in Harlem and 3 shows in Washington, D.C. He released 3 singles, Local Time, NAW, and Seaside Panic Room, which were all slated to appear on his final album, December 99th, smartly scheduled to be released on December the 9th as a title exclusive. Just a week after he announced his final album, news broke of 2 other albums coming from Bey before his final retirement. Bey announced that he would premiere his new album, Negus and Natural Person, in addition to As Promised, during his performance in Harlem. Bay's collaborator on December 99th, Ferrari Shepard, told fans that there was no release date for the albums, but they were complete. In 2017, Bay performed at One Music Fest in what was the final performance of his career. Prior to his performance, he participated in an interview with the Associated Press, where he assured fans that he would continue creating and will return to the public spotlight in the future.
All right, so I'm gonna cut it there basically, but I wanted you to hear the whole thing about the world passport and all that stuff. So it is a travel document and it has been used multiple times in different countries. People have had success with it. Again, I've never tried it, so I can't say, if I've had success with it because, I have it, but I've never actually used it yet. They didn't provide the treaty that the passport gets its authority. What you mean? You mean he didn't have the treaty with him? From San Diego, walk across the Tijuana, Mexico border in the mid-1990s, currently in 2022. Word. What up, Yosef? What's good, man? All right. So my man Mos Def got hemmed up with the World Citizen Passport. They got all kinds of stuff on their website. The card is shitty, though. I wouldn't recommend getting the card. Listen, I got all the respect in the world for the World Citizen Authority or World Service Authority, but let me tell you something. That card is crappy. All right, they need to do something better with the card. They want to give you like the World Citizen Passport card, but it's nowhere near as good as the United States of America passport card. So I wouldn't waste your money on that. But the passport is pretty solid, though. The passport book. They've got birth certificate documents. They got all kinds of cool stuff on there, man. I highly recommend checking it out. Worth it. More than 185 countries have visaed it on a case-by-case basis. Yep. Now, I wonder what the case-by-case situation is, honestly. I do have to say I wonder what the stipulations are for that. All right, let's go ahead and wrap this up with the last video. It's going to be the last one for the night, folks.
What would it be?
So the question was, if you could make one amendment to the United States of America Constitution, what would it be? This dude just got busy right here. Check out what he said. Very intelligent response.
As government must only be a position of public service and not financial enrichment, every member of Congress shall henceforth and in perpetuity receive no more compensation in any form from any source during the tenure of their term than a yearly salary equal to the annual median income of the citizens of the state that they represent.
My man hit it right on the head. So all right, boom. You become a congressman or something like that, senator or whatever. You basically get in a situation where you are, you don't get, only money you basically get is the money equivalent to what a regular citizen of the state would obtain, basically, pretty much, yearly. You know what I'm saying? You can't do a whole bunch of let me go ahead and invest in these trusts and stuff like that. Nah. Nah, bro. Also, term limits too. My man said term limits as well. You know what I'm saying? Term limits is important because you got people doing lifetime politicians, and they basically are just sapping the money out, sapping the people, man. It's terrible. That's the only flaw to that Constitution that I see. They also need. I can't say that publicly. I'm not gonna say that publicly. I might say it in a private, but I won't say that publicly. But yeah, so that's what it is. 86, hit up your audience again about the class giveaway before you close. Yeah, man. Listen, I've already gotten emails, Floyd. I've already seen the emails. So there are 5 people that emailed me first, and as I'm a man of my word, I'm gonna have to go with the first 5 that emailed me. You know what I'm saying? So I will do so, and I will push you through. Now, Floyd, question. Let me. I'm gonna reach out to you when I get off via Telegram, and we're gonna coordinate this. All right? We're gonna coordinate it. But I got y'all emails. You said it still wouldn't matter. Shit. They probably try to find a way around it or change the definitions or something. Yep, 100%. No need for an amendment. Go back to the organic 1787 Constitution and 1791 Organic Bill of Rights. fire. Yes, indeed, man. Listen, man, thank you guys for tuning in. I got y'all emails again. I will be, as soon as I get off here, I will be making things happen. So I got you guys. We're gonna get on that tonight. Floyd, stay by your phone. I got you. With that said, you already know what time it is. What rhyme it is A6 to 4 National, Born National. Thank you guys for tuning in. Just make sure you keep your eye on what's going on in the news. You will be hearing live streams, not live streams, but videos from me this upcoming week on anything that might happen so we can touch bases. And always remember, man, keep studying, learning, meditating, get out there and ground. And remember, the path to freedom is through our bravery. Y'all take it easy. Peace.